Hello people of the internet, and welcome back to Knightwatch A Journey, episode... I don't remember, I think it's episode 7, but I could be wrong. I don't know, naming the first episode 0 is kind of throwing me off, so maybe that was stupid. Whatever, episode 6 or 7, doesn't matter. This is an episode that I'm sure people have been looking forward to for quite a while now. Why, you might ask? Well, that's because today is the day we finally add our first combat system to the game. Are we going with swords, hand-to-hand combat maybe? You'd think that, right? Especially given that our game will take place during what could be considered the Second Middle Ages. Nope. In honor of my beautiful fiancée, who's from Texas, let's get a picture of her up on screen. There she is. Ah, fantastic. We're going to be making sure that there's a gun in every house and a cap in every ass. And before I forget, if you enjoy this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing, as well as ringing that bell to stay notified for any new channel videos. It's free and it really helps out the channel, especially considering that less than 2% of our viewers are subscribed. And if you have any ideas that you'd like to see added to the game, be sure to comment them below, and your idea may be the subject of a future video. Also, if there's a little bit of background noise in the video, I apologize in advance. We've got some guys tearing up the driveway right now, and they're going to be repaving it. But up until this point, I think we've been pretty good about filtering out excess background noise, so hopefully our luck continues. If you do hear some background noise, be sure to tell me about it in the comment section down below. I can't really do anything about it, and the video will have already been uploaded, but as my dry bread always says, comments are very good for the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, let's get into it and roll the intro. So, before we start, I just wanted to mention that for last week's video, I know the crawling transitions look a little bit weird, specifically the character's hands. That's because the crawling animations were originally intended for a character holding a rifle rather than being unarmed. So I already created my own custom versions of the crawling animations for idling and moving, but at the point that video was uploaded at, I hadn't really gotten time to do the same for turning while crawling, or the crawling transition animations yet. So you may have noticed that when the character goes from a standing position to a crawling position, his hands still kind of look like he's holding a rifle. Rest assured, I am working on those custom animations as we speak, and we'll go over them in a future episode, you ungrateful So, first order of business is adding some gun models to the game. And again, I don't have time right now to make some original gun models, so we will once again visit our favorite place in the world, the Unreal Engine Marketplace, to grab some nice placeholder assets until I finish school and have enough free time to make my own. Let's roll. Bet with a transition like that you expect me to end up in a different spot, didn't you? Well, this is where my computer is, so too bad. Actually, hang on a sec. There, see? Different spot. Anyways, let's look for some gun models, shall we? Yeah, that. I like this spot better. So for this project, we'll be going with the FPS weapon packs by Dead Ghost Interactive. Now, I've gotten some emails asking if it's okay that developers use marketplace assets in their games. Yes, it is absolutely okay, but you have to do something original with them. If you purchase code, assets, sound effects, or whatever else from the marketplace, you shouldn't just drag and drop them into your game. These should only act as jumping off points and be purely foundational in nature for your own customization later on down the road. Again, you should never purchase assets with the intention of renaming some files and selling them as your own creations. Nowadays, people can explore source code and reverse engineer your projects to easily discover, basically, whether or not you're full of shit. Now, that being said, one caveat for our project is that, for one, most of what we're using here will either act as placeholders for future content, or will be changed or customized so much that it's completely different from what we started with right off the store shelf. For the most part, we're going to be sticking with the latter rather than the former for the time being. And two, this game is going to be free, so yes, even if some of the placeholder items, like the guns for example, stick around in the game for longer than I would hope, well, I don't make any money off of the work done by other people, and in every video I clearly document whenever I purchase a game... Oh my god, this ring light is so bright. Sorry. In every video, I clearly document whenever I purchase an asset, and I always give credit to the actual creators. Believe me, in university you get penalized for plagiarism if you forget to do something as simple as, I don't know, putting quotations around somebody else's quotes, even if you clearly state that it was their original quote. This actually happened to me. A professor threatened to fail me because I quoted another author but forgot the quotation marks. I even blocked out the quote and mentioned by name the original author. It still wasn't good enough. My point being is that because of my time in university, I'm predisposed to feel, let's say, icky about using other people's work without, 1, changing it drastically, and 2, providing credit to the original creators. Sorry, as always, I got a little sidetracked. Anyways, we have our guns now, and I've added them to the project. So, I've gotten a lot of comments from people saying, put the tutorials back in the videos, we want to see how shit's done. Fine, you whiny f***s. Just kidding, I love you guys. Okay, so, first things first is we need to add a slot on the character where the weapon will sit when it is unequipped. Now, given that I'm going to be adding 5 different weapon types to the game, possibly more in the future, I need to make sure that the character weapon slots look natural. So we're going to add slots to the back and the legs, similar to Mass Effect, so you can see all of your weapons equipped at once. Again, this will be similar to how it looks in Mass Effect. Yeah, personally, I don't like how Rockstar did it in GTA, where the guns you're carrying just kind of hide inside your character. Like, what's he doing with the gun, shoving them up his ass? Okay, so the gun slots are made, so let's see how it looks when our character has a rifle in his inventory. Not bad. No T-posing either. I bet you guys all expected to see the T-pose, didn't you? Well, too bad, because I finally fixed... Alright, this next bit will take a while to make, and I have to go back to the marketplace for more animations. Yay! I also have to call the bank to get them to increase my credit limit. Double yay. So, back in the marketplace. For our gun locomotion, I'm going to be purchasing the Rifle Anim Set Pro Pack by Kubald. That's it. Probably didn't need to do a dramatic cut for this, seems like a little too much. But, rest assured, I will be a lot more conservative with the cuts from here on out, because after all, we can't go around... Okay, I'll try to make this explanation quick. So, what I've done is I created some blueprint code that tells the game when I push the equip key, I've mapped it to the E button on the keyboard, our character will play an equipping animation to grab the rifle from his back. When the animation reaches a certain point, the code tells the game engine to detach the weapon from the slot on his back and attach it to his hand. It's pretty much the same thing for unequipping the gun as well. You press the E button and the same animation plays up to a certain point, where the code then tells the engine to detach the gun from the character's hand and reattach it to the character's back. So now you can equip and unequip the gun. You may have noticed that when the player equips a rifle, he goes from his regular unarmed idle pose to a gun-holding idle pose? I don't know. This is because I created a whole new animation state for when our character has a gun equipped versus when he doesn't have a gun equipped. Basically, the way this system works is that the code asks the question, is the player holding a gun? If he is, we use the rifle animations. If he's not, use the unarmed animations. As for implementing the movement animations, it's the same process as what we went through for episode 2 of this series, just with different animations. So if you'd like to see that process, now's a good time to go back and rewatch that episode. So here's our finished product. Well, I hope you guys like it. In future videos, we'll be continuing our work on our gun locomotion system by adding crouching, sprinting, parkour, crawling, and sliding while holding the gun, as well as a system for actually shooting the gun. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing, as well as ringing the bell to stay notified on any new channel videos. Anyways, I hope to see you in the next video. See? No dramatic Batman transition here.